Hello everybody and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael and today we are looking at a beautiful B&M hyper coaster called Colu, and it was created by L Noble _ and basically it talks about in the description, it talks about how this is a coaster that has realistic theming, a transfer track and maintenance shed, and is loosely based off Mako, Shambhala, Fury 325, and etc. So as you're kind of seeing some cinematic shots here of just the coaster going around the track, just such a beautiful view, beautiful plaza, and nice layout. And then you've also got the old school hyper, whatever you call that, supports, kind of that support system going up kind of parallel to the track. As you don't see that on the Gigas, you see that on the hypers though, and you can see all the custom supports and stuff. So let's go ahead and get started with the tour. So we're here at the entrance and at the plaza for Colu, and you know, this is nitpicking, but I do wish there was a little bit more kind of outline in the plaza, just whether it's planters or curbs or anything like that, just to kind of really round out this area. Because this is amazing. You've got the little area with rocks and stuff and bushes, and I mean, just look at this view. Like, that is awesome. And I just opened up the ride and opened up the park, because when you open this one up, it's not open to the public yet. But I love the color combination. The kind of light blue and the gray, I think, works really well. So then in here we have some stalls. What I love about this is just all the realism kind of put into it. You got this backstage area. But what's going on over here? Uh-oh, too many people. Oh yeah, because so what's happening here is when I opened up the park, I was testing the coaster again just to make sure, and nothing was open except these stalls. So I guess everybody just flooded to this area. So that's kind of funny. So I guess that's the one issue with having just a individual coaster and stuff in this small of a space, is when everybody's gonna flood to that one area. But then I love the kind of using this fencing here. I think this works really well. And then you've got the restrooms, which is nice. We got the staff area back here, and it's all connected too, which is nice. And we'll kind of look at that in a little bit more detail. Well, let's go ahead and look at some of this now. So you got the staff doors here that kind of connects over to this building. And I love this little area here. I mean, now there should be a fence, I will say that, but you can sit out here and just watch the coaster go over the layout. I mean, that is phenomenal. Really, really cool. So I can definitely see inspirations from certain coaster types here. It's definitely got that kind of wave turn. I don't know if that's a technical word from it. Kind of like Fury. I think that turnaround is kind of like Shambhala and Mako. But yeah, look at the custom supports here. And one thing that we'll talk about as we look at the coaster is this spine is actually the Basilisk Track. So that's one thing I've started seeing some people do, which is a really, really cool kind of concept, to create the, which, you know what, thinking about that, I might need to go back and do that now on my Wilds Winds part. But yeah, we'll see. But it's kind of creating that, you know, it creates that look of giving it that spine and stuff. And I love how the supports are kind of angled a little bit, because if you look at Fury 325 and some of the newer Gigas, they're not straight up and down vertical. They have kind of a little bit of a lean to it, and that looks really, really awesome. And I love just the detail here of using these. I forget which one. Which one is that? Yeah, so it's just the roof molding pieces. Oh, hold on. What's going on? There we go. The roof molding pieces, and just coloring them to the color of the coaster. And then, you know, you've got where the coaster goes underneath the path and stuff. It would be cool if the path was kind of like perfectly aligned with that, where that part was straight, or you could put like a viewing point there. But either way, it's still really cool. And now we've got Colu. You guys can hear the craziness of the sound of the people. Oh, that's cool. Using a coaster support for that. Really, really cool touch. I do like this queue is just really, really well done. Just all little details, kind of adding that realism to it where it's not necessarily anything's themed, but you've got all these covered areas. I mean, like you've got the glass panels here, and it looks like the mouse pieces is probably what's used on top there. I think that's a cool touch. Yeah, that's cool using the coaster supports there instead of just the poles, because the poles really obviously don't add much support. And once again, same thing here. Really well done. You go underneath the lift chain, which is nice. You've got a little protective covering there. I need to use these triangle pieces more to kind of create these things. These little path coverings. Then we'll look at the transfer track in a little bit. Oh yeah, this is a nice station. Is there glass on it? Okay, there is glass. Because when I recorded the coaster POV first, it almost looks like there's not. But yeah, there's glass. But this is an awesome station. Like, it feels so open because it is open, but, you know, having the glass there, it almost feels like there is no glass there, and it's really open from the top, but it's not. But this is really, really well done. Really like it. And it kind of fits the whole Giga, or hyper concept. So if we look at the results, G-force is good. Biggest drop 218 feet. So it's not a big hyper coaster. Max speed 82 miles per hour. It's got 8 airtime count and a lot of seconds of airtime. So let's go ahead and take a ride on the coaster. So that was Colu, as we see it going up the lift hill now, as we're doing some... I love this orbit camera, because you can really kind of move it and get really some good different views. But there are some awesome, awesome views while on this coaster, especially when you get to the end and you see like the... when you get to the brake run, you can just see little bits of the coaster kind of, no matter whichever area you look. And this is really, really well done. And so I want to hear your thoughts on this coaster. How do you think this compared? I do think there were maybe a couple areas that could have been smoothed out a tad bit. But overall, I do think, you know, it's not a 4-meter coaster, but it's definitely using shorter track pieces. But these airtime hills work really well. You got the little turn here. And just that little detail of adding those kind of glass windows there just kind of adds a little bit that looks nice. I think this view from right here just looks very realistic. Like, you can see the coaster kind of over the hills in the background. As I think that's just really, really well done. But now if we look here at the transfer track, which you got a little gate here, and it says crew only. I like that. And you kind of outlined it with the rough concrete. And then we've got the transfer track here, and you've got a couple different places to hold the track. And now I will say that the interior is not decorated, and the reason why I think this kind of looks cool, pushing it into the wall like that, is because it gives you this almost more something, a different way to look at something on the roof, right? Whether that's necessarily realistic or not, it's just another way to try to add that realism of the roof. You got a ladder to get up to the roof, which is nice. And then, yeah, this is really, really well done. I really like this. You can tell the effort that's been put into it. You got all the wires kind of running there. Only thing I think you could see is adding the locomotive rails on top, with maybe like a wheel or something in between. But either way, this looks awesome. Really, really well done. Like I said, if you look at the roofs, like that is an amazing station. Gosh, that's cool. And then you see the detail of realism there, and then we come down this way, and this takes you out into the overly crowded exit right now. So yeah, what did you think of Colu? Let me know your thoughts. And oh, like I said before, this spine thing is pretty cool. What piece was used? Oh, thick wooden beam. Okay, I didn't think that would be. Oh, well, that makes it a little bit easier. All right, but then if you look here, this is the Basilisk Track. And it's been used like this to create the look of having that extra support. Like you see it without it, right? But then you do that, and it's a way of making it to where you don't have to use a ton of individual pieces. It probably actually uses more of a percentage because you're actually building a coaster with it instead of using building pieces, but it gives it that really cool, realistic look. And I love like I said before, love how the supports look here. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go on to the workshop and download and rate this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.